morning and I'm cycling in the east. It's another cooling day with temps below 30 and I just had lunch, going to the beach to enjoy the breeze. Something that I've been thinking about is growing up. I was recalling my younger days when people tend to do wild things, draw, make music, or be themselves, free of the fear of judgment. My classmates and I would create games while in school, punch staples into erasers and create spinning Beyblades that were super aero. I remembered creating my own DIY plane with cardboard and a 90-cent pen, and made cardboard guns that shoot rubber bands. The last project, of course, got confiscated in class. My friends would dabble on the piano that's perpetually flat, and I would try my best to play it, even though I had no idea how to do so. But somehow along the way, people tend to shy away from being themselves, especially as they grow older. The phrase "why not" gets replaced with things like "paiseh sia, I'm not good at this," and it tends to stay this way. In pursuit of formality and professionalism, suits and long-sleeve shirts are worn in a city with 32 degrees Celsius weather outside, a climate so suitable that the shirt would be a damp cloth by the end of the day. It's like there's this social order where people are supposed to speak a certain way, act a certain way, that people little by little lose their personality in pursuit of a comfortable life. And the part that I still can't grasp is how the gap created by losing one's authenticity is filled by replacing it with chasing the newest and latest products. As I'm going through my first few adulting years, the pressure to conform has been creeping up day by day. But so far, I'm doing well at not letting it take over me. I hope. Welcome to Pasir Ris Park, a lovely place where there's a lot of personal space. Best to visit during off-peak hours. I won't say it's a hidden gem, else its off-peak might become peak. There's a playground where I used to play with friends after school, somewhere in the middle of the park. Oh, here it is. And it still has sand in it, a rarity these days. I think the watermelon playground in Tampines used to have it, but it got replaced with a rubber mat. Let's see what this sign says. Play equipment designed for children 5 to 12 years old. But that wouldn't stop me from having fun. There are a few other children in the playground, and I think they must be surprised that a wild adult has invaded the sandcastle territory. Sometimes I wonder if these swings could go 360 degrees if I kick hard enough, but that's for another time. Time to find a spot to lepak, and this looks like a nice place to be. At this place, my bike will rust faster than ever. I also got a new book too, Bicycle City by Dan Pietkowski, which shares the perspectives of cycling, particularly in the US, a place I hope to visit someday. With me is also my iPad, which is an amazing tool for jotting down ideas, be it sketching or music. This is GarageBand, a free app on the tablet. Compared to Logic, there are some software limitations, such as not having the function to count in 7, but I don't think many people would need that. Let's make a track and keep it simple. Nothing can go wrong with the progression of 2-5-1. And here's the chord progression. Here we go. 2, 5, 1, at 6. Very cliche, 2-5-1 music that I just made. And creating a drum track is so much easier than typing it on a keyboard. Just tap the screen and the sounds can be produced. And to finish it off, all that's needed is a melody line and bass. I think that's great music, 10 out of 10 better than the things commuters blast on the MRT. I'm just kidding, by the way. The end of Pasir Ris Park used to be a dead end, or what taxi uncles like to call cul-de-sac. But there's a new link built to link it to Lorong Halus. There's quite a bit of construction going on outside the park for the construction of the Cross Island line and also the redevelopment of farmlands in Pasir Ris. When I was younger, the area between Pasir Ris and Punggol was filled with small charming roads lined with trees on both sides. It's like the Nyotiu of the East. There were fish aquariums where I would tapao fish back home by bike. I cannot remember the name of the fish store, but the sight of it still remains in my mind. And oh, they sold water plants too. In such areas, the roads are usually narrow with just 2 lanes and grass at the side, and with no high rises in the background, it's nice to have an unblocked view of the sky. This is Pasir Ris Farmway 1, one of the last ones left in the area. It looks like no one is doing business here anymore. They're just abandoned buildings. And the only people here are guys driving construction vehicles. Well, some are already in the midst of demolition. What's left is a reminder of slower times, where people went to for prayers. The park connector here used to bend left where the yellow fences are, towards a quiet 2-lane road where local agricultural businesses used to be. And with most new developments in Singapore, the new road has to come with a large swath of asphalt. For now, it's still not open to car traffic, and the reduced rolling resistance made it earn its nickname Bicycle Highway. A few years later though, it will be filled with loud and fast-moving traffic, so enjoy the peace and quiet while you still can. This is Lorong Halus, where my city bike turns into a mountain bike. This used to be a garbage dump in the last century, but is now a quiet place for a stroll. And there's an access to it along the path towards Coney Island. Alright guys, so as you can see, Lorong Halus is a hidden gem. You have to actually go through this small hole right here to come to this road for this view. See, this place is a legit hidden gem. There are some benches for resting if you're tired, but today, the monkeys have successfully taken over resale land from NParks. Bet it costs more than $1 million HDB flat. The bench of course will be available again in less than 99 years time. Just north of Lorong Halus is Punggol, and I received a warm welcome with the Northeast iconic doorbell. And the red bridge that crosses the river is a third place for fixie lovers at night. Punggol is one of the neighbourhoods that I have a love-hate relationship with. On one hand, there's a man-made canal that provides a nice route for leisure cycling and running, and it can be quiet too. But on the other hand, the rest of the town looks something straight out of Corbusier's Radiant City. Tall skyscrapers with wide roads. The best place to see it is on bus 39 as it approaches Punggol from Pasir Ris. It would have been such a great place for a tram though. This is Oasis Terraces, a mall that connects the LRT station and the park connector, and it offers parking at the doorstep. What a luxury. For a short break, I got a cup of matcha latte to accompany my reading session. As the sun is setting, I'm heading further out to Lepak, the northeastern end of Punggol that remains relatively untouched. It's where the scenery changes from high-density flats back to grass and trees. The new development along the park connector is for the SIT University campus, and maybe I'll explore that another time. Coney Island is closing at 7 and I'm bringing my bike in there just so that I can proudly proclaim that my bike has been to another island in Singapore. Facing south, it provides a view of the rustic Pulau Ubin, and facing north, an awe-inspiring view of Pasir Gudang. Here we are at the end of Punggol Road, which was once a fast connection to Punggol Central. In my younger days, bus 84 brought me here for ice cream snacks by the water, and if I was lucky, I could catch a special bus with a green signage at the front. A part of the original road is in the midst of pedestrianisation, in the middle of the Punggol Digital District, and buses now take a longer route around it to get to Punggol Central. What's great about the new Punggol development is that more people walk and cycle to the new Punggol Coast MRT. So many people that the footpaths and cycling paths planned are already under capacity despite them being relatively new. There's a nice sheltered bicycle parking facility in the area, and the lift that brings people down to the ground where open happens. The station is grand and majestic, though I wish the signs had some text. There we go. Time to head for dinner, passing by Punggol and Sengkang along the park connector before emerging at Punggol Park, Hougang. There have been several red cycling paths added to Hougang town, which has made cycling around easier than before. Here we are at Al Fala restaurant, known for its crispy prata. And for dessert, I'm meeting a friend along Upper Serangoon Road. The main road itself is busy and pretty dangerous, but there are nice quiet roads in the landed estate nearby for a safe bike commute. Tau Hui after cycling tastes so sweet. And for supper on the way home, a piece of tau sa pia fits well. I hope you've enjoyed my journey around northeastern and eastern Singapore, enjoying the great outdoors and soaking in simple pleasures. If you've enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel for more. Don't forget to keep on cycling and have a good morning.